I'm so sick of Pedro Pascal. What did he do?
Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I am your cool slutty daddy. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Pedro Pascal, but he ain't got no reason to be doing all that. Talking about I'm your daddy. How old are you, man? Let's go. Let's hang it up.
This guy.
He's just a feminist to get girls. That is a very real type of person, the very performative male feminist that only exists to use feminism as leverage to get inside ladies' pants. Yeah. We all know that kind of person exists. Like, Pedro Pascal isn't the first person to do this. And he's not even the best person to do this. Like, this is very basic stuff. He's like, oh, I like your nails, girly. Where it's almost like it's the compliments that women get from gay guys, but he's not gay, and it's sort of bordering on gay, so he can get away with saying some stuff. You know, it's interesting.
I am your cool slutty daddy.
Yeah, brother, let's go. Let's go. You and I, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna talk.
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob.
I don't know why this guy makes me so uncomfortable.
I do know why it makes you so uncomfortable, because he's got gray hairs all over him, which is fine, aging happens, but when you get older, the less amount of times you should be saying, I am your slutty daddy, right? The amount of times is 0 that you should be saying those words, but it's like -0, that doesn't make sense. -10 the older you get. Like, I don't want no fucking grandpa, bingo! Oh yeah! Who's your slutty daddy? Not you. Go upstairs and lay down on your bed.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome
Back
back
to
to
hell.
hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by... It seems like absolutely every time I turn around, this guy is all over my feed. Whether it's him taking digs at author J.K. Rowling, recently calling her a bully and a heinous loser, standing up for trans rights while routinely posting passive-aggressive pictures on Instagram.
Like, okay, here's the thing. I don't have any issue with this guy. I don't even know if he's in anything I've watched, but assuming he is, okay, because he's a huge actor. The fact that this has become such a normalized thing where these very famous guys are talking about this sort of like progressive ideology in these little posts and pandering very much to groups of minorities is very funny when you realize that it's all for pussy. That is hilarious to me, okay? When you talk about people that are not getting any action with women and then you say, this is what no pussy looks like because it's some guy who, I don't know, maybe he posts on the internet too much or whatever. Okay, this is what no pussy does to an MF. It's like, listen, if you look at what pussy does to an MF, it's worse. Look at this. This is insane. Look at guys who are simped out of their mind and are on the permanent chase for some catch. They turn into the most insufferable people you can imagine. Their personalities change. They stop gambling. They stop being racist. They stop playing games with you. And all your friends, the person who you could never imagine spending a day without your boy, he's gone. He's a slave to the pussy. And he's got to be freed. He's shackled. He's whipped. It's a real phrase, pussy whipped, and it's for a reason. And I've lost a few brothers this way, you know? There's a few people who I can't game with anymore because they've ditched me. And it's like, oh, you want to play now? I'm free. Nah, bro, because when you weren't free, you couldn't make the exception. We're done. Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
Instagram and calling people out who disagree with him, equating Trump supporters to Nazis. Yes, that one is...
What is this?
Who disagree with him, equating Trump supporters...
Losers? Oh my god. What the fuck is this shit? What? Losers in 1865, Confederate flag. Losers in 1945, Nazi flag. Losers in 2020, MAGA hat. Oh shit. This one's heat. Where is this one? This is straight out of like Pinterest, or not even Pinterest. It's from Tumblr or some shit.
To Nazis.
How old is this photo?
Yes. That
because you can literally see they had to update it to change 2016 to 2020.
Equating Trump.
This was probably made in 2015. It's a decade old. If this was a human being, he'd be watching Skibbity Toilet right now.
Supporters to
Actually, no, he'd be saying the N-word on fucking Instagram right now.
Nazis. Yes, that one is very original. Or recently, these Vanity Fair photos that are all over the place. Which
yo, put your pants on. Real shit, put your pants on. How am I telling you this? Like, am I put your pants on, brother?
I guess are meant to be sexy.
Oh man, it's like I'm so goofy, but I'm also sexy as fuck. Oh man. Like, this is the thing where there's a kind of player, we'll call him, the kind of male whore, the man whore, who wants to, on one hand, be taken as this sex symbol and wants girls thirsting over him, but he also wants, like, the plausible deniability of, like, just being a joking guy, just being silly, you know? Yeah, I did kind of take off my pants and get photographed by a 4K camera to look hot on my Instagram, but if you think that I'm just some vain person who's looking for attention and the female gaze, well, I'm being silly in the next one! I know what you are.
But maybe I'm not the target audience, because that's not my read here.
What the fuck am I looking? What the fuck is this?
And also this Vanity Fair video, because, okay,
you touched somebody. There's nothing else to say. You touched someone and the proof is this.
my read here. Oh, and also this Vanity Fair video, because, okay,
I don't know if I've ever seen someone do this, so the fact that I've never seen someone do this makes me think that the first time I'm seeing this is because you touched children.
my read here. Oh, and also this Vanity Fair video, because...
Yeah, it's also this, like, safe, sleazy shit that I see everywhere now. Like, the fucking mullet, the greasy mullet, the yerba mate. Where's my yerba mate? The people who, like, make yerba mate, their whole, like, I drink yerba mate and kombucha. I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all.
Okay, I honestly have no idea who this is for. Anyway, if he isn't being artificially foisted upon the rest of us for his wonderful leftist opinions, then he's simply appearing in every other film or television show. I'm starting to understand why they call it Pedro Pascal fatigue, because I am tired. The Last of Us, which was so improperly cast. Fantastic Four, also improperly cast.
Why is he in Fantastic Four? Also, why does he look like Ted Cruz in this?
The new Materialist movie, which brings about its own wave of interviews where he says even more leftist-based things and does even more performative behavior that then gets...
There's a part of me that thinks that the people who don't stop talking about this stuff, they must feel some sort of guilt for something that they've done in the past. And obviously that is like, oh, you know, I mean, it is sort of just a theory or it's a stereotype or whatever. But I mean, you know, how many people in Hollywood got Me Too'd that were talking about like the wage gap? Because remember, the wage gap was the thing to talk about before Me Too. Like around when Trump was getting, when he was elected, like 2016, 2017, the biggest thing that people were talking about was the wage gap between men and women. 77 cents on the dollar. Is my work not as good as yours, etc., right? Now you have like the same, and then those people were getting outed for like Me Too shit, and it was all about Hollywood, Hollywood is incredibly progressive, and how they were all secretly like sex criminals, right? And we see this now, and it's like, I don't know, Pedro, I don't know.
It's written about by media outlets, and around in circles we go. Like back in May, for example, when he made comments at the Cannes Film Festival about illegal immigration.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the...
What are you doing? I want you to be safe and sound, even if the sky is falling down. Stand up straight, sit up straight, I'll lead by example, and talk your shit. Like, here's the thing, okay? Be pro illegal immigration, I don't even care, but say it with your chest. Don't be like hunched over, like shivering, sounding unconfident. When you're gonna talk about losers in 1865, losers in 1965. Like, brother, you can't post all that shit gloating about how, you know, conservatives and Confederates lost and then be scared to say this shit.
Right side of history, and I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and
he's so small. He's a small bean.
And
I'm just an anxious guy.
In Denmark, and if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections always.
To be honest,
that's not even what we're talking about. Like, it's not even about anything you just described.
With you all, this video really encapsulates why I don't like Pedro Pascal. This is a person who continually tells a borderline fake asylum story and positions himself as a meek, mild-mannered guy who's just expressing an opinion. He's just here to share with us why he wants to be on the right side of history. He just wants to help illegal immigrants and protest for trans rights. But to me, and it seems a lot of other people...
How could you hate him? He's so harmless. I can hate him because he posted photos where he doesn't even have fucking pants on, and then a video where his face is getting touched by hands of different skin colors, all to farm thirsty comments. I hate that. I think that's cringe.
People at this...
And then using political leverage for the lowest common denominator for women that he wants to pound.
At this point, all of this feels very manufactured and contrived. Like, his PR team is working overtime to ensure that he is interpreted and perceived described in a very specific way. He's probably a great fan of having chairs in the corner. If you don't get that reference, it's probably for the best. Since about 2020, Pedro Pascal has been forced on the general population by Hollywood and the entertainment space in general. And no matter where we go and what we do, we seemingly can't escape him. And I'm sure to begin with, people were pretty indifferent to him or thought that he was an A-okay actor. Like, for example, I really liked him in Game of Thrones. I genuinely was quite sad when his character got his face mushed in. Just a little bit of But now, his rapid rise from supporting actor to global star feels very forced, with Hollywood and media outlets like Vanity Fair and MSNBC aggressively pushing him as a cultural icon. And I think it's gotten to the point where people are largely getting very irritated. Or at least I know that I am, and I like to pretend that everybody feels how I do all the time. To be fair though, I actually do see people saying on social media all the time, okay, enough is enough now. We're tired of this man who cannot grow any facial hair. Stop. You know, there's actually something else I'd like you to stop. Your bad habit, which is why today's video—
Caught it so fast. I'm the GOAT.
Now, for whatever reason, Pedro Pascal is
This is a little off topic, but the same with Jenna Ortega. They both got so popular, they appeared everywhere and people got annoyed by it. Yeah, like that. No, that's on topic. That happens a lot where there's like not an industry plant per se, but it feels like their rise to stardom is so hyper accelerated by their casting and just everything. Like what seems to happen is there's like a recency bias with movies and TV where if a good actor hasn't been in something recently and is perfectly fit for the role that they're casting, they will not be in it. Because it's more about who has recently been popular rather than who is best for the role.
Continually positioned as a sweet,
it's same thing with
cuddly guy.
that fucking the Snow White girl. Even though she wasn't really put in anything, but she just got famous really fast and pissed everyone off.
He paints himself as meek and mild-mannered and goofy. In videos and interviews, he always seems to be making fun of himself or goofing off. But there's something about—
Jester maxing, guys. This is what happens, okay? It's political grifting. It's jester maxing. I know all this stuff, okay? This game has been played before, and I may have lied a little bit about my political beliefs if there was a girl that I was interested in. Possible. But what I've never done is sold out to this extent, okay? Very, very sad. Jester maxing, bro. Oh, I'm such a retard. Oh, don't listen to me. Oh, and the girl's like, oh, you're so silly. It's like, fuck it. Like, nah, bro. Like, no, we're not doing that.
About it that doesn't ring super true. Like, he's always in character, and this is one of them. But I think that there are two primary things that fit together that annoy me so much about him and his overall coverage. Because Pedro Pascal seemingly became a big deal overnight, the media and I guess the entertainment space in general has worked incredibly hard to position him and sell him as this new age symbol of masculinity, for one. And for two, the aforementioned, is because he is sensitive and emotional and he's meek and mild-mannered, and I feel like I am being forced to find him attractive and appealing. No! Back in 2020, he was labeled one of people's sexiest men alive. Around this time, he was also labeled as one of IMDb's biggest stars. And then the media started working overtime to sell him as the ultimate progressive icon.
Right.
Men's Health in 2023 called him
how Pedro Pascal became a symbol of modern masculinity. Oh, I want to say slurs. Listen, the actor is defying machismo and setting a new example for Latinx men. Yes. He's a new symbol of modern masculinity, a type of scared, cowardly, gooner modern man. The kind of guy who is a progressive person and is going to be farming thirst traps and is always scared and constantly in fear and anxious. That's what masculinity is, guys. Listen, no, masculinity is not like this, okay? What is this, Men's Magazine? What the fuck is this? What is this called?
As the ultimate progressive. And then the media started working overtime to sell him as the ultimate progressive icon. Men's Health. Men's Health does not know what masculinity looks like. He's not modern
modern masculinity. Like, here's the problem, okay? This is the issue. This is the issue for young men, and this is why young men are so lost, because you are giving them a choice between this or Andrew Tate, and they're going to pick Andrew Tate because this is just, this is not how men are by design, okay? Men are not like anxious little, like, weak pussies who can't explain why they don't support immigration enforcement, okay? If you don't support immigration enforcement, that's fine, but you're not going to sit there and anxiously describe how you're kind of like, I'm kind of scared. And then you're also not going to like just post your dick on Instagram, but it's like not actually your dick because it's just the imprint on the underwear. And it's like, there's all this sort of shit that I don't like. It's very feline. It's very feminine. And like, listen, I'm not the most masculine guy ever. My job is a streamer, okay? There's blue-collar men that are building shit that are far more masculine than I am. But at the same time, what I can acknowledge is that when you give men a choice between Andrew Tate, who has pimped out women and done the lover boy method to enrich himself, and is generally not, I don't think, a good person, but he says things that young men agree with and it appeals to their masculine identity, they're going to pick that. So when media companies like this, who use phrases like Latinx, and they are also in the general media sphere, and that sphere doesn't understand why men are shifting right, or shit like this is why. They're pushing them to the right.
2023 called him a symbol of modern masculinity for rejecting Latinx machismo and supporting his trans-identified sibling. Yes, he has a trans-identified sibling. Are you surprised? No, not really. MSNBC in May 2025 praised his ethic of care for bashing Trump's deportation policies and cuddling actor Oscar Isaac in an Instagram post. Vanity Fair in June 2025 quoted a director called Spike. I'm not even gonna try with this last name, guys. I'm okay. Nope, we're not doing that. Who said that Pascal is what we want in masculinity? And
who said this?
Honestly,
was this a woman who said this?
With this last name, guys. 5 quoted a director called in an Instagram post. Vanity Fair in June 2025 quoted a director called Spike. I'm not even gonna try with this last name, guys. I'm okay. Nope, we're not doing that. Who said that Pascal is what we want
sounds like
in
a guy.
masculinity? And honestly, reading.
Oh, hey, a guy who works in Hollywood, which is the propaganda machine, making men into little pussies who shove stuff up their butts, says that we want a guy who looks like he shoves stuff up his butt, guys, and has a sister/male sister who shoves stuff up his butt. This is what we want, guys. Oh wow, what a shocker! The guy who literally makes the propaganda that tries to feminize men says we want feminine men to be in our movies.
Through all of these articles, it's like they all got the same. All these outlets got the same PR memo to make Pedro Pascal the woke messiah. And these are just a handful of articles. There were so many when I was writing.
If this guy drinks yerba mate, I'm never drinking yerba mate again.
This video that I came across that all said the same thing. That Pedro Pascal is the picture of modern masculinity, that he's our internet.
Don't put this on women. Women want real men. Hollywood wants this. No, it is Hollywood. It is.
Daddy, that he's this.
But women in Hollywood want this as well, so.
Sweet, meek, unassuming guy that we all love.
Wouldn't be surprised if he was with Diddy.
Because he gets anxious and holds actress Vanessa Kirby's hand at conferences, because he's prepared to stand up for his trans sibling and fight J.K. Rowling with his pointy words, because he's softly spoken and anxiously gripping himself when he speaks about illegal immigration. Like, give me a break. He speaks emotionally during interviews and tells us how fragile and relatable he is.
Bella and I are like linked souls, and this was the ultimate manifestation of that as scene partners on this porch. And so we took such good care of each other and just kind of like lived in the pain of it the entire day. I remember just being absolutely like emptied out by the end of that day.
Because you're trying to make me nervous, and I'm a vulnerable person, and it works.
I don't know, maybe this is a theater kid thing, but my God, I am begging you to use human words, not thespian speak. This, to me, almost feels like the equivalent of that Wicked interview that happened where one of those actresses, whose name escapes me right now, said that she was holding space for something and then everybody on the internet mocked her. That is what this is to me. He's holding space.
This week, people are taking the lyrics of Defying Gravity and really holding space with that and feeling power in that.
I didn't know that was happening.
I've seen it, yeah.
That's really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
There's a guy who I met who's a friend of a friend who reminds me of Pedro Pascal, and it's just occurred to me how much I dislike this guy. This guy sits in his room and he drinks mushroom-infused smoothies every day, and then plays records on vinyl while he plays Minecraft. And everyone wants to go to the bar, and then he doesn't want to go to the bar because he's in his room hallucinating on on mushrooms with vinyl records playing Minecraft creative mode. And that's the kind of person that Pedro Pascal reminds me of. So, yeah.
I didn't know that was happening.
All of it feels, once again, so
Performative,
contrived. And
yeah.
I think why I specifically am very bothered by this, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons, but one of them is because it's almost like we're being force-fed this idea that the Pedro Pascals of the world, and Pedro Pascal specifically, is the ideal man. That this feminized version of masculinity is the correct one, and age-old masculinity is wrong. I want my men to be able to do a handful of very important things. Chop wood.
Let's think about this one. Okay, how many of these can I do?
What else do I want them to be able to do? Is that it?
I mean, chopping wood seems kind of easy, right? Like, you just, like, strike it down the middle with an axe. I could do that.
Till the soil.
What the hell is that?
Work in the mines.
Oh, I'll pass.
Bring coal back to the house to start fires. I don't think Pedro Pascal can do any one of those things.
Here's the thing, okay? When women start a sentence with a real man and then continues the sentence, like, I want to die because I know that it's going to be some retarded horse shit. But at the same time, I also don't know if not acknowledging that there are things that men should do is a good thing, because then you get like Pedro Pascal, and that's something where I'm just like, okay, right? Like, I live a very like comfortable, non-rugged lifestyle. I stream and then I go on my run and then I lift. And I haven't even been, I only started lifting again recently. Like December 2023, I was lifting like a G. I was actually kind of big for a second, and I lost all of it. And I'm gonna get back to it, right? But like, I don't know, man. There's something about it. Like, does it just simply, is it because that we don't in physical education in school not do anything? Is it because like we don't work out anymore in school? Because I feel like when you work out at a young age as a guy, your test is spiked, and if you're not doing that in school, which you have to be, you're just gonna become gay. That's my thing. A real man drinks yerba mate? Fuck you.
It is so hot today. I feel like I'm going mad. Pedro Pascal is not presented as a strong...
By the way, I'm 100% feeling this yerba mate buzz that you spoke about. I feel like both locked in and retarded.
man. He's fragile. He's emotional. He grips himself while he speaks and stutters
It's like a zin, but it's like much sharper and more buzzy.
between words. The media goes on and on and on about
Oh my god, the chopped of
how
us.
he cries easily and wears his heart on his sleeve. And here's the thing.
He's like, bro, you know how people complain about Jordan Peterson busting out the waterworks when he's asked what he had for breakfast? And the thing about waffles is they're squared, and they called me a square in school for reading history. Fuck you. He's like that.
For me personally, over the years, my opinions about men and women and masculinity and femininity have definitely grown and changed. And I actually think that as a rule, for people, there's nothing wrong with understanding your emotions and being able to articulate them. I actually think society would be a lot better off if people were better at this. But that isn't what Pedro Pascal does, and that isn't what he is. Pascal has taken aim at women fighting for our own spaces. This isn't a
Oh, is this like the trans thing?
masculine thing to do. I'm sorry. He mocks and abuses anyone who thinks differently than
I can't even lie to you though, this fit is fucking aura. Okay, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like this is not hard. This is sick. This is tight. This fit does go hard, especially with the chair. It feels like a villain interview, and I think it's cool, but it all gets deleted out. There's an aura balancing out when I go to your Instagram and your cock and balls are hanging out.
thing to do. I'm sorry. He mocks and abuses anyone who thinks differently than him, comparing those on the right to Nazis. Although, you know, like, what else is new? And it is socially acceptable for him because he has the right opinions, the Hollywood accepted opinions. So all of this is passed off as charming and charismatic. He is able to do his activism and keep his job. Meanwhile, people like Gina Carano are fired and publicly lambasted for
Who's
doing
that?
so much less. And as I'm saying it, I actually think this is a really important point here. This is a person who is so public.
Gay pedophile aura. Okay. It's still aura.
About his empathy and his compassion. He is so vocally about justice and social justice, and yet he is consistently throwing women under the bus. He is consistently taking stabs at women who are fighting for other women, and he sat by and basically said absolutely nothing while Gina Carano was being dragged through the mud. So Pedro Pascal isn't a symbol of new masculinity. He's simply what Hollywood and the entertainment industry have decided will replace the traditional version.
Okay, Gina Carano was a UFC fighter who went on to act in the Mandalorian and got fired for political views. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. So she's like the canceled. She's canceled for being normal. Okay.
My opinion, and some of you are gonna
more masculine than Pedro Pascal though. UFC fighter? Fucking hell, bro. Huh.
think I'm so mean.
Why is the world so backwards? Like, why are genders inverted?
Being quite unkind here, but maybe I am. Who's to say? In my opinion, it's this insipid, submissive, curated picture of male fragility, and I hate using terminology like that. It sounds very leftisty and flim-flammy to me, but that's kind of what it is. Like, I am sorry, but it is a little ironic and maybe a little bit laughable that we have this guy who's supposed to be this icon of masculinity, and yet he needs emotional support women to follow him around lest he have some anxiety.
I mean, like, listen, the reality is, doesn't everyone have, like, very bad anxiety? Like, I have pretty bad anxiety, but it's, like, it's because I'm, like, awake and I'm not a fucking multimillionaire yet. I'm literally always thinking about, am I streaming enough? Am I working enough? Am I shredded enough? Am I eating right? What's the calories on this? You know, like, where am I in life? Am I behind? Am I ahead? Like, isn't it, like, I feel like anxiety and self-overthinking, like, that's, like, a survival thing, right? I don't know. I mean, whenever I hear people think about anxiety, it's like, I mean, obviously there's different kinds. Like, there's a very physical discomfort you can get, which is very bad. I felt that before. It's like your heart's beating fast. It's so uncomfortable. And so if that's the sort of thing you have, maybe there's a medication you can take in order to ease your tension in your body. But if you're just anxious in the sense that you're overthinking about your life and that you need to chill out, maybe it's the opposite. I'm actually serious. For me, being anxious about working and making it has not made me want to work less and calm down and relax by playing some games. Hey man, you're overthinking, you gotta just chill out for a bit. No. What I did is I started posting 3 videos a day and streaming a lot more, and then making business deals, and then making connections, and then finding people to clip my content and posting on Instagram. It's like, I feel like I need more on my plate. I actually do. Like, I do a lot of shit and I still feel hungry for more. And so I think that that's like my anxiety, and it's making me want to do shit, not do less shit. And so yeah, I just recommend locking in, truthfully. That's my prescription. But yeah, if your anxiety is a sort, but okay, here's the thing, right? So my anxiety, my physical anxiety is for when I have to board an airplane. I hate flying. It makes me so fucking anxious and uncomfortable, and I'm terrified of flying. That I need drugs for. That I need to be on a Xanny or something, okay? Put me to sleep. I can't fly. I just can't do it. I'll have a fucking panic attack. But in general, if you're anxious about, you know, like a girl liking you, just ask her out, okay? If you're anxious about passing a test, then study. If you're anxious about making $1 million, then work. That would, those sorts of things, I would say, just do it, right? But then there's physical anxiety symptoms that I think you might need to be treated for, depending on where they come from.
I even saw tweets about his recent...
I told my parents I had anxiety, and my dad just told me to clean the garden. Yeah, I mean, that's just, this boomer Gen X shit.
Vanity Fair photo shoot where people made the observation that his PR team is desperate to sell him as a Burt Reynolds type figure for the modern world, and I actually think that observation totally checks out. So I'll cap this off by saying the obsession with him doesn't actually seem to be around the fact that he's actually a masculine figure. It's that he's a guy in Hollywood who happens to have the right positions and opinions that Hollywood finds palatable that it can force on the rest of us. Then there is his actual behavior, and I think this is where his performative vulnerability and meekness really shines through. If you guys care to look at all, if you go on the internet, there are a ton of fan edits of Pedro Pascal that basically present him with almost this gay affect, which I think is supposed to be disarming for women, but really, I perceive this as kind of weird and a little creepy. For example, here are a bunch of videos of Pascal complimenting women's nails.
Let's see what you got, what you got. Oh, they're gorgeous and glowing.
You know
ding, 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 because I'm obsessed with nails.
Yeah.
Latter 30s, and
He's not gay?
and I am dedicating. Your nails are awesome. So are yours.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Can I just say one thing? That your nails, they bring out the color in your eyes. I'm not trying to flirt, but it's so. I've been kind of obsessing with everybody's. But you did that on purpose.
I
didn't
did
you?
that on purpose.
It
How
really
did I
works.
know?
It's very, very
It's
good.
because I bought this weird, really amazing metal ring, and I needed to
Great.
find something to
It's
go
a
with.
great color.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thank you so much. And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
As you guys know, I am in fact a nail girly. My tech is
Pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see this. I have pretty bad anxiety. Like, I could take medication for it if I wanted, but I can manage it. It's a mindset you have to change. The anxiety's still there. You have to let it not hold you back. Personally, I feel anxious before I do something, but when I power through it, I don't regret it. I regret when my anxiety dictates my decisions. Yeah, that makes sense, but I also think that it's a tough thing. Like, people just talk about anxiety as if it's one thing. Like, oh, if you have anxiety, do this. If you have anxiety, do that. Well, it depends the kind of anxiety, how bad it is, when you get it. There's a lot of factors. So I'm specifically talking about a sort of overthinking anxiety, like a discomfort you have when you can't wrestle with how much you've accomplished in life. And that, for me, is something that I get, but it doesn't strike a physical discomfort in the way that the one on the airplane does. So I think for that, then it's like, you can't talk about them as if they're the same.
actually a man. So I come into contact all the
Does he have a nail fetish? What the heck? I don't know. He's clip farming. He might be. I mean, these are clips. I mean,
You show them to me, please.
my tech is actually a man. So I come into contact all the time with people who compliment my nails, who say that they're really nice, and both men and women do this, but let me tell you now, men do not act like this when they see my nails. It's kind of funny because when I was showing my loved ones these clips of Pedro Pascal, because I like to know if my perceptions of things are
guys, what do you think about mine?
more in line with what other people are
Rate my nails, guys. Focus! Hold on. How the fuck do I you guys like these?
thinking, or if I'm completely off the planet, and each of them said, "Is this man gay?" And I said, no, he's not. And this isn't because straight men can't and don't appreciate nails. They can and they do. It's because it just comes off as disingenuous behavior. Every person I showed this to also viewed this as disingenuous behavior, and maybe it is legitimate. Maybe he actually likes nails, but what is it? What mechanisms are at play here that make people read this as odd and strange and contrived? And I want to remind you all that this is a 50-year-old man who routinely behaves like a teenage girl. The same goes for the way that he interacts with female co-stars. Again, fans have made cuts where he is nicely touching female actresses, kissing their hands or touching them on the arm, and I feel like people need to pick a lane with this one. If this were any other man, touching women like this would incite lots of women online. They would call it predatory and creepy. But because of Pedro Pascal's soft, effeminate behavior, this is suddenly fine. He's like gay best friend adjacent. And the thing to me, at least, is that—
What the fuck is this shirt? Adult content.
while the majority of these women in these videos are
pornography, R-rated videos.
single, some of the ones that he's done this to
OnlyFans.
are not. And I think that adds an extra level of inappropriateness. Just to be clear, I think there is
Butts,
certainly a way for
boobs,
men to
penis.
be kind and loving and supportive of the women around them. But I don't think that necessarily involves being all over them in a public or even private setting. And all of this extends to his pretend humility too. Pascal presents himself as a person who is shocked by his success. He said as much actually in his new Vanity Fair interview. But then you see him doing things to get deliberate sound bites or lean into internet
Clip farming,
lore.
yeah.
You actually see him doing this a lot with the daddy thing, repeating it himself in interviews.
I am your cool slutty daddy.
Silver daddy. Emoji.
I'm a bigger daddy than him. I'm older than him. Although he's a real daddy. He's got kids and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
During his Vanity Fair lie detector video, he admitted
Alright, bro.
that he looks himself up
In front of the
on
hose.
social media and thinks he's a heartthrob, which is like, what?
You're also very active with fans on Twitter. Do you search for your name?
Yes! yeah, I know.
I find the laughing so not real that it makes me uncomfortable. I feel like I'm For me, this has been one big adventure in discomfort. He posts pictures with captions acknowledging that he's everywhere because he knows what is happening and he loves it. Nothing about this guy is genuinely authentic and humble, at least in my opinion. Lastly, and I'm not super sure where this fits, so I'm just gonna put it here.
Let's see it.
Let's talk about Pedro Pascal and his asylum story. Pascal routinely paints his
Oh boy, so is this fake?
family as fleeing Chile because their lives were in danger when
Dude, he thinks he's Gus Fring. We've all seen that clip of Gus Fring where he's like getting interviewed by Hank Schrader and he says, you know, Chile had the tyrannical government, so, you know, I had to come to America and set up a new life here, but the record keeping was not good. But if you keep searching, I guarantee you'll find it.
I think the truth of the matter is far less dramatic. In his 2023 SNL monologue, Pascal got very teary talking about his family escaping the country when he was 9 months old.
Right.
He says his dad, Jose, was treated as a resistance member, so they had to climb into the Venezuelan embassy, get asylum in Denmark, and then move to the US as refugees. But there is lots of evidence that suggests that his family were very well connected and certainly not.
They were Chilean aristocrats that ruled their country at one point, and the guy next to him, Joaquin, grew up as a street performing child living in an RV.
Impoverished.
What?
His dad was a fertility doctor with a very shady history.
Wait.
He has been
Oh, tax fraud.
fined $1.2 million for tax evasion and fraud.
Uh-oh.
He allegedly cooked the books and then fled to the US, dodging charges but getting barred from practicing medicine
Okay, but that's awesome. Like, tax fraud, that's aura.
in Chile. He's also linked to some other crazy stuff like stealing embryos and implanting them
What?
in women
Okay, that's not so cool.
without their consent.
What?
A whole heap of stuff. So if you are interested in this, I absolutely recommend looking into it because you will find some very weird stories. Point is, I feel like Pedro Pascal has whitewashed his own family history in order to better sell this victim narrative. Because let's be real, nobody wants to hear about some family patriarch who committed tax fraud and then stole a bunch of babies. It's nowhere near as appealing as a sad refugee story. So you guys get the picture. I had a bunch of clips that I wanted to include, but I have a feeling that they would get me copyright claims, so I have left them out of this video, unfortunately, but hopefully what I have included has given you a little bit of
How are you gonna edge us on a story like that?
picture of what I'm talking about here. I guess the bottom line is that I am probably not the Pedro Pascal target audience, which is odd given that I am female.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's odd at all. I think that makes perfect sense. But yeah, good video. I don't really fuck with that guy. I think he's kind of a cornball.